out there, and welcome to the People's Tele OGTV here in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital. This morning we are coming up with a special interview to create awareness regards a particular section of the nation's construction industry and the world over as well too. Today, World Corrosion Awareness Day is observed annually on April 24th. It is a day dedicated to raise awareness among the importance of corrosion, about the importance of corrosion prevention and its impact on society. The World Corrosion Organization designates this day to highlight the role of corrosion in creating a safer and more sustainable future. So you can understand why it is important that we bring you this program to raise the bar of awareness among Nigerians as to what is corrosion and how can we tackle this menace in our construction industry. And we have joining us live to shed more light on this issue a professor of corrosion from Federal University of Agriculture here in Abeokuta. This is talking about the chairman of National Corrosion Association Western Zone. So I'm talking of the other person than engineer Professor Razak Adetunji. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you, sir.
All right, let's begin this way. Can you take us through why you came up with this day, that every April 24th, you must create awareness among people the world over to know what corrosion is all about and how they can maneuver around that?
Thank you very much for the question. The World Corrosion Organization is an umbrella body for all corrosion associations in all countries of the world. So in year 2010 or so, they thought it fit that there should be a day set aside to create awareness on this silent menace. So they all agreed on April 24 of every year that all the corrosion associations in every country should raise awareness on corrosion as well as its prevention, so that people will be aware and the government will be sensitized, and even industries will know what is corrosion and how to solve the corrosion problems.
Were there deficit or infrastructural gap that you noticed before you decided on this particular day?
Yes, thank you very much. Not only infrastructural gap, but what I can call that a colossal loss in terms of humanity, in terms of assets, in terms of economy. Because corrosion as it is a deterioration of metallic materials in the reaction with the environment. And you can see that there is no structure all over the world without the use of metallic materials. Talk of building material, building industry, talk about bridges, talk about railway, talk about transport, even aeroplane. So these metallic materials undergo corrosion knowingly or unknowingly by the reaction with its environment. So it has to be curtailed, otherwise it can bring a lot of problems in terms of deficit, in economic loss, in terms of tragedy as regards safety.
So are you disturbed in any way that $2.5 trillion is lost annually, at least as a result of what corrosion will cause the world over?
Yes, I'm actually disturbed because that's a colossal amount. That's a colossal amount. And knowingly or unknowingly, many countries don't even give thinking to that. Every budget of every country's economy, you have to set aside around 3.5% to curb corrosion. Okay. Curbing corrosion in terms of replacement of worn out or corroded assets, or causing corrosion in terms of prevention of the asset from being roasted.
So where does Nigeria stand? Is that when you said $3.5 million must be set aside to fight corrosion, where does Nigeria stand here? Are we aligning with such important budgetary allocation?
Yes, the awareness has been set up since. Because this Nigerian Corrosion Association is not just new. It has been established since 1988. And since its establishment, it has been performing its duty, raising awareness in both government sectors as well as private sectors.
Okay, so in creating this awareness, I have here that this drive, where it brings about collaboration among sectors like energy, transportation, water management, and manufacturing. How much of this synergy have you been able to achieve? You said the Nigerian version was established in 1988. So has there been a kind of reduction in the level of corruption that we have in Nigeria, or is just a paperwork only?
It's not actually a paperwork, because the Nigerian Corruption Association has so many corruption professionals in its database. And these corruption professionals, they are doing a great work in the industry as well as in government circle as well as in academics. So many of them can also join us as the program goes along, because they are professionals, they know what they are doing. When we talk about oil and gas industry, a lot of money has been saved due to wastages that can be caused by corruption menace.
Okay, now when you mentioned the issue of infrastructure and the likes of that, there's a trend that we are witnessing in Nigeria today now. That is, most roads that are being constructed in Nigeria are now concrete roads, and definitely metallic materials will be involved in that. How safe? Because the awareness is to create awareness and a safer environment. How safe is this diversion that Nigeria is talking about now, where we are going into road construction, which is concrete instead of bitumen?
I think it's a good method to make the road last longer, because you see most of our road after construction 2 or 3 years after, we are back to square one. So this idea, I first witnessed this concrete road when I went to Abuja, visiting between this Kogi State and Abuja. I think it was constructed by Dangote Industry that time. So it was a good idea, reinforced concrete to make the road last longer.
Okay, will corrosion not take place with the kind of metals being used, iron rod being used in constructing the roads?
Yes, that's why this extension has to be home. We have to make preventive measures. When preventive measures is set aside, this corrosion may not be totally eradicated, but it will be reduced totally.
All right. Okay, so what activities are you now planning for the day to further raise the bar of awareness? Because that is the focus of this day, talking about April 24. So what other activities have you put together to raise the consciousness among Nigerians?
Thank you very much. Nigerian Corruption Association has 3 zones. We have the Western Zone, having headquarters in Lagos, and we have the Eastern Zone with headquarters in Port Harcourt, and we have the Northern Zone with headquarters in Abuja. All the zones have one activity or the other they are doing for today. Some are organizing rally, some are organizing symposium, some are organizing seminars to raise awareness for this corruption day.
And you believe you are doing enough to make sure that you spread information and people are aware of that, because we are in a country where standards are being compromised. A lot of people don't follow the laid down rules and regard standard when they are putting up, when they're in the construction industry, putting up infrastructure, building as it were, and the likes of that.
Yes, Nigerian Corruption Association, NICA, is also working alongside with SON, Standard Organization of Nigeria, to ensure that standards are followed. So there are a lot of collaboration between us and so many other government organizations to ensure that standards are maintained, and at the end of the day, the country is better for it.
All right. Okay. In the program, we see a special interview with Professor Razak Adetunji, who is the Chairman, National Association of Corruption Association, Western Zone. And we are looking at how this association has been able to impact the society to minimize the impact of corruption within our environment. And today, April 24, is being set aside to actually highlight that and create the awareness among people across the globe. We'll be right back after this break. Join us again. across the savannah to the Sahara. We rise, the land of the free, we know they tire. We dream great, our spirit is undying.
Resilient, rooted like palm tree. We swear we gonna, with undying dreamer. We make solutions, we make passion, yeah. There's a blessing in this unique. We have more than the solution.
We are Nigeria. It has still a special interview, Professor Razak Adetunji, Chairman, Nigeria Corrosion Association Western Zone, and we are looking at the impact of this particular issue in our society, because today is designated as World Corrosion Day. Now, Professor Adetunji, let us also look at the impact this has caused in our society. It is suggested that proactive prevention can save up to 35% of this cost through effective measures like coatings and monitoring systems. Where are we in Nigeria on this, so that we can begin also to achieve this aim of having 35% savings?
Yes, thank you very much. The corrosion monitoring and prevention starts from the design stage. It starts from the design stage. Once a project is being embarked upon, corrosion experts supposed to be involved. Once it's involved, there will be plan for the material selection, the types of material that can withstand corrosion. Once this is taking place, a lot of savings will be incurred. So first, material selection is the number one priority when it comes to corrosion prevention. After that, we make use of design. So the equipment or the system is designed in such a way that it will not corrode, or if it corrode, it will last longer. For example, if a thickness of 10 mm should be used, thickness of 20 mm can be recommended as corrosion factor.
Okay.
So after that, we have some other measures like materials onshore or offshore, materials in industries, oil and gas industry, chemical industry that are prone to corrosion. There are in situ methods that can be used to curb corrosion there.
Okay, what will be your submission here? We have seen 4 of our refineries in Nigeria abandoned for long, except for now that they are being reactivated and put back into operations. Now, for this period that they were inactive, they were not put to use, will corrosion have taken place within that period, or the issue has been taken care of long before the refineries were built?
It is difficult to say, because once an equipment or a material lies fallow for long, as in contact with the environment, definitely there will be corrosion to such equipment. So either you replace such equipment, or you now put in place some other measures that can protect the material from corrosion.
Okay, but technology is advancing almost on a daily basis. Also, water projects where they are being embarked on, we have pipes being laid and taking water through various communities and the likes of that, and some other projects like that. So will you say technology has really taken care of corrosion, or we are still battling with that menace? Because metallic or materials will still be involved, but a lot, at the time we're using plastic or fiber pipe to lay, that will be laid to convey water from one point to the other. Now they are moving from that to a more advanced technology. So where are we in Nigeria on that?
Well, Nigeria is part of the world, and whatever is going on, we are also following. Like I said, a lot of technologies are now in place. Researches have been conducted to reduce corrosion. Like there is a technology called cathodic protection, which is being used especially on pipeline conveying water, pipeline conveying oil, pipeline conveying gases, can embrace this technology to make sure that the pipes are corrosion free while in process.
Okay, are they not injurious to human's health? We have seen a lot of pipes that are not underlaid, they are not underground. There are surface there, people can see it. Some are even underground. Are they not injurious? And they convey materials daily for people's daily use. You talk about fuel, you talk about water, and the likes of that. Are they not injurious in any way to human health?
It depends on the materials. There are some materials with special coatings that doesn't react with the content. So in such a case, there won't be any injury at all. But when a material that reacts, like ordinary steel, for example, when it conveys water, there's tendency that there could be reaction and it could be poisonous. So that's why special alloy materials are used for such pipe to make it corrosion free.
Okay, Professor, you agree with me that NICA is, for me, from my own perspective, is relatively unknown to many people in the society. How much of programs are you pushing out to the public space to make sure that people have the full awareness? And what is NECA also doing to make sure that you are known to be there and you are seen to be working?
Thank you very much. Nigerian Corrosion Association is not just new, as I said, but we still have more programs to be conducted to make us more recoverable. We have annual convention every year. We hold our annual conference. This year we'll be holding our annual conference in October in Lagos here. So every year we hold our annual conference like that. Apart from the annual conference, we also have workshop, and we also have online seminars. In fact, the NICA of nowadays has changed from the earlier days. Kudos to the executive. We have about 4 different seminars, online seminars being conducted every year. We have quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. And in each of these seminars, we have up to 100 people being enrolled just to get more knowledge about this corrosion technology.
Okay, now talking about academics, how often or are people really aware that such, I don't know whether there is a course that related to that, and people are aware that people can go in and study such course, or how lucrative again it is, because perspective of Nigerians is that courses that are not lucrative, most Nigerians don't want to study it. So what is that awareness they are also creating to recruit more hands into this particular association, into that field, so that they could be of help to the larger society?
Thank you for that question. It's an corrosion technology, corrosion science and technology is an interdisciplinary course. It can be seen in sciences like chemistry. It can also be seen in engineering like materials and metallurgical engineering, mechanical engineering, chemical engineering, even electrical engineering. So because of this, it may not be available in the undergraduate course of study. But when you go for master and PhD degrees, we have so many people specializing in corrosion engineering. I have trained more than 5 PhD holders in corrosion engineering and more than 20 master holders, and about 100 of people in undergraduate specializing in corrosion related projects.
What level of attention are you getting from the federal government on this issue? Because it is an important issue it affects every human facet of life. So what is the level of attention are you gaining from the federal government to really push your ideas to the space there, and to know that something urgent must be done, because this is a colossal waste. We are talking of $2.5 trillion annually.
Thank you very much. We have a collaboration with a lot of federal government agencies, Federal Ministry of Environment. We have a good collaboration with them. The Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy. We have a lot to gain from each other. I think we'll start collaboration with them also. So many agencies like Standard Organization of Nigeria, Nigeria National Petroleum companies. We have a lot of collaboration with many federal agencies. But we are looking forward to more of this collaboration, just to enhance the gain for the federal government as well as the national economy. So,
Professor, as we are questioning, what will be your parting shot to Nigerians out there, to people across the globe as we celebrate this year's World Corrosion Day?
Okay, thank you very much. This year's celebration focuses on awareness that corruption is a silent menace happening in our home, in our society, in industry, and it impacts society in many ways. When you talk about transport sector, when you transport construction sector, energy sectors, and a lot of other economic sectors. So because of this, people should be aware. People should be aware that whenever you use metallic materials, these metallic materials, when it get contact with environment, especially moisture or hot gases, it will corrode. And the effect of this corrosion has impact on human body and the economy as well. So preventive measures has to set in.
Can one then put it succinctly that most of the building collapses we have had could be as a result of corrosion?
Well, design problem may be there, but corrosion could also be a factor. And in the area where you don't use appropriate material, in the area of material selection, it can cause building collapse as well.
All right, Professor. Engineer Professor Razak Adetoji has been our guest on this special interview. He is the chairman, Nigerian Corrosion Association Western Zone, and equally, he is the Deputy Dean, College of Engineering at the Federal University of Agriculture here in Abeokuta. I want to thank you so much for finding time to educate us more on this, because for somebody like you, I'm hearing of this for the first time that there is a World Corrosion Day. People need to be aware of the impact that it has on the society. So we thank you so much
for having me.
Yeah, so that's how we wrap it up on this special interview, which focuses on the World Corrosion Day, being celebrated on 24th of April every year. So I hope we have been able to pick one or two lessons from our guests as regards the awareness that's being raised concerning the particular issue. We'll see you some other time.